No, that was way too much. That was too much. It was aggressive. Sorry, guys. A woman at work the other day called me a bitch, so I called her a fantastic judge of character. Not only am I a bitch, I'm also a petty person. I like to watch people I hate get fat. But as you can tell, I like to return that favor as well. I have been trying to lose some weight recently. I went out and I bought myself one of those Fitbits. But whenever I put it on, it gave my wrist muffin top. The only thing more embarrassing than that is trying to find a belt extender for that Fitbit. Pro tip, they don't make them. It's just you angrily sitting at your desk over top of a salad as everyone else gets to eat pizza on pizza day. It's all it is, just poking holes in the end of it, like you want to do to Susan and Karen because they're having a goddamn pepperoni pizza. I don't think that a lot of fashion trends translate over to larger women very well. I don't. I think that there's just some things that weren't made for me. One of those things is pre-ripped jeans, right? Because let's face it, guys, when I rip a pair of jeans, they don't rip all cute here at the knee, no. They don't rip up by the pocket like I missed my keys. No, whenever I rip a pair of jeans, they rip the vinyl right here, right in this weird little fat patch in her thigh area. Looks like a pork roast just trying to escape its binding. Screaming out in the darkness, please don't cook me in that Pinterest recipe! Not the apples, no! Crock pots are bad, watch This Is Us! I don't know what's going on down there. I'm not sure if my thighs are crying or grinding, but it's just really moist. It's all that I know about. I do like one fashion trend though. I love leggings. Ladies in the crowd, you guys don't like leggings? Men in the crowd, you guys can be indifferent, but leggings are comfortable. But whenever I get leggings, I always have to splurge and buy those expensive LuLaRoe leggings, you know? Right? I feel like their company has an interesting backstory. They were actually founded by a Mormon woman. So at $40 a pair, I feel like I'm slowly funding her escape. Just one stretch pant leg at a time, we'll get all the sister wives out of the commune. It'll be a good time. It'll work real well. Real well. I'm 33, and I don't have any kids. I know, it's exciting for two of us. But what I do have, I like to call is a mom bod. It's all the misshapenness and none of the fertility. It also comes with this handy little apron that is just adorable. It's a good place to like hide pencils under and stuff. It's a good time. The best part about having a mom bod though is whenever you go through a drive-thru, because whenever you order that kid's meal, they don't need to know that that's not actually going to a kid. That's just my appetizer for my actual meal. Nobody gets mad when you eat a couple extra chicken nuggets. It's fine. It's a good time. I don't have any kids of my own, but I do have a nephew. And I like to just be mean to him. He's a little shit, so I gotta give it back to him, you know? Because one day I took him to the park and he ran out of my car and ran over to this big empty swing set and started pushing back and forth these two empty swings. And I looked over at my sister and I go, ha, look at your loser kid playing with all his friends. Then I gave her a high five because I got a sick burn on a 5-year-old. That's where my life is. It's fine though, because he got me back later. That same day we went out to Texas Roadhouse because we think that's fancy. And we're sitting there and he's eating his $9 plate of Kraft macaroni and cheese. And my sister's like, so what are you doing tonight? I'm like, oh, I have this comedy show, this thing. And he stops eating, stands up, stands in the booth, and then just screams out, no one cares! and then just slowly sits down like the psychopath that he is and continues to eat his mac and cheese. To be fair, he was right. Nobody really cared. The other day I took him to school because he had a 2-hour delay, and for breakfast, he ate an apple pie from McDonald's. Yeah. So not only is that kid already living his best life, he's going to be the first kindergartner to lose a foot to diabetes. I mean, that's fine by me. That's a whole lot less soccer games I have to pretend to be interested in. I will get him a nice little participation trophy with the foot broken off, though. My sister's pregnant again. She's having her second kid. She's gonna have a girl this time. I'm kind of excited about it. Because I get to love that kid only 70% as much as I love my nephew. Guys, it's still 0% if you do the math right. Multiply anything times 0, it's still 0. I have a lot of friends who have kids. My best friend lives out in California. She had a baby recently. So I went to Target to try and find her a card to congratulate her, you know? But I couldn't find one that says, "You're fucked, see you in 18 years. My other friend and I recently went on a road trip to Ohio, and for the entire duration of that road trip, nobody likes Ohio that much. Like, are you just really into fireworks? Is that that's the only reason to go to Ohio? Maybe if Cedar Point's open then, but like, they took the SeaWorld out years ago, it's not as fun. Now they just let me perform in my bathtub for people, that's how that works. No, but we went on this road trip, and for the whole road trip, all she talked about was breastfeeding. And I was like, man, I can't relate to you anymore. The closest I've been to breastfed is just picking popcorn out of my shirt at the movie theater. There's a lot of strays that end up in these double buckets. I can't help it. I love food. Food is one of my favorite things, but I'm a comic, so you know, not a rich person. And the other day I was at work, and I went over to the CVS next to my work, and I bought one single packet of ramen noodles for lunch. Oh yeah, thanks. I accept tips. But I was there, and I was ripping out this one packet of ramen, and the cash register asked me if I would like cash back. Shouldn't artificial intelligence be advanced enough to know that cash back's not an option for me at this point? Like, shouldn't that machine be like, would you like to donate some plasma to get that Twix bar you've been eye-fucking the last 20 minutes? It's starting to feel real uncomfortable. There's other foods that, I'm very particular about foods. Like, there's a food that I don't like just because of the name. I hate no-bake cookies. Because that's just fucking cookie dough. That's all that it is cookie dough, right? That's it. But it sounds a lot more politically correct and better if I say, oh man, I was naughty and I ate a dozen no-bake cookies. As opposed to, nope, Tuesday, naked on the couch, eating a tube of cookie dough, finishing Fuller House. But let's be honest, which one do you think is more realistic for me? It's the finishing Fuller House, that's what it is. There's been a lot of interesting food news recently. McDonald's released the McVegan sandwich in Finland and Sweden. Not here, guys, don't worry. They're not at that point yet. But when reached for comment, the Hamburglar merely gave a grimace. There was this college student who was on Craigslist recently, and he was wanting to exchange sex for chicken Alfredo. He called it his never-ending pasta bowl job. So good, you guys. I suffer from anxiety. I have really bad anxiety, and I've been thinking about getting myself one of those service dogs. So whenever I go to parties, people will talk to the dog and give it a panic attack instead of me. Call it my own personal panic attack dog. I'm real excited about it. I have a boyfriend. Surprise! Yeah, wow is the right response. Wow. That dude is. I do. But we've had a little bit of a rough patch in our relationship recently. And I think it's just because we were both like raised differently. Like I was born and raised Catholic. And he's just not into butt stuff. He won't even let me put my pinky up there, you guys. Just prove. But I'm 33, so I feel like I'm too old for one-night stands. So it's just easier for me to do like one-night sits. Straight on your face. It's just a lot easier. Ladies, you should try it. Put those volleyball knee pads away. Makes your life a lot easier. But being 33, like I know certain things now about myself. I know that anytime I reach into my purse and I hear a crinkly sound, it's either going to be a tampon or a snack-sized candy bar. And either way, my needs are going to be met. I am worried about certain things though. Like I'm worried about going gray. But I'm not worried about this going gray. I'm worried about the short and curlies going gray, guys. I'm sorry, I have to be. I don't want my snatch to look like stretched out steel wool that scoured too many pants. You know, just sitting up there all alone on a sink board on a Saturday night. Bits of a single girl lean cuisine left over in it. It's just not attractive, no. So right now, it's rocking it high and tight, just like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Give me a hell yeah. Thanks. And it's going to stay that way too until like the genius scientist kids at CMU come up with something like, I don't know, just for puss. Go from crotchety cougar to sleek sex kitten with just for puss. Or depending on how it looks that day, I guess, I don't know. I'm not sure. My sister was doing the online dating thing, and this dude I used to hook up with sent her a message. And she's like, Amanda, I just don't know what to do. I'm like, Court, I don't know what to tell you to do either. Like, should I warn this dude that she's a bitch? Or should I let her know that she'll probably walk away from this situation with HPV? And I should know, because I'm the one who gave it to him. My family, as you can tell, they're pretty much just like me. They're weird and they're rude. My grandma is no exception to that. I went over her house, for like the holidays, you know, and she looked at me and she goes, "You look like you lost some weight, but then put it back on." I was flying out to Chicago to do some shows recently, and she's never been on a plane before. She's 80 years old, never flown in her life. She goes, "Amanda, aren't you afraid to fly?" I'm like, "No, Grandma, no, I'm not afraid to fly. It's the safest way to travel." She's like, "Aren't you afraid they're going to make you buy 2 seats?" That's expensive. Guys, that was the first time I ever said fuck you to my grandma. And we're all okay because she made me a meatloaf sandwich afterwards, so I know it was fine. Like, my grandma and I, we hang out a lot together, but the other day, it was the first time I realized that we were old, and that I was very old, because it was 9 a.m., we were on our way to Denny's for senior breakfast for her. And I looked over at her and I was like, you know what, I could go for some soup right now. 9 a.m., wanting some soup. We were on McKnight Road. You guys all know that there's a Panera by that Denny's. Because you're all from Pittsburgh, don't pretend you're not. And she and I looked and she's like, well, we could go to Panera. And I'm like, you think they're serving hot bread bowls at 9 a.m.? Like me and her just walking there, kicking the door, like, we need 2 bread bowls. It's just 2 fat old ladies eating bread bowls at 9 in the morning at Panera. Those poor, poor people. My mom is also not immune from the weirdness and the rudeness of my family. When I was 18 years old, I'll finish up with this story, guys. When I was 18 years old, I decided to get a tattoo on the inside of my lip. For those in this front row of these very comfortable folding chairs, is there a tattoo there? Yes. Can you read what it says?
Hardcore?
Yeah, it says hardcore on the inside of my lip, you guys. That's a great idea when I was 18 years old. And when my mom found out about it, she came into the Giant Eagle I worked at and punched me in the face as I was bringing out someone's pack of Newports. That woman buying those Newports was so happy she wasn't the most white trash thing at that Giant Eagle that day. So it's been a few years now. I have like my tax return coming. I just did my taxes. And I get a little bit of extra money back.